I purchased the GEKU Resistance Bands Aluminum Alloy Resistance Bands bar, and with it, it has quite a few attachments you can put on it, making this bar pretty versatile and really fun to use overall. It's also by far my favorite bar I've used to date when it comes to my Resistance Bands home gym. Now, one of those other attachments you can put on this bar are these ab roller wheels. You can actually put it right on the bar itself, where it screws right into the end of the bar by removing the normal hooks you use with it, and then attaching these by just screwing on just like you would with any end hook. This way you can do exercises like ab rollouts in your home workout routine. The setup for this takes about a minute. You have to take off those other hooks if they're not on already, and then put these on. They screw on as normal. However, if you do have bigger fingers like I do, it can be a little tricky to tighten these enough to feel comfortable to use them. But do note, for me, I managed to get them on just fine, and I can do ab rollouts very well. Now, do note, as of shooting this, I am about 196 pounds, and this bar holds my weight very well with the wheels in this exercise. And I did some measurements and weighing of the wheels, and it comes out as follows. The color, of course, of these wheels are black, and they are made of rubber, according to the Amazon sales page. I measured out the diameter of the wheel at about 4.75 inches. On the website it says 4.5, but my measurements come out just a little bit longer, 4.75 inches. The thickness of the wheel for me was about 1 inch, and if you add on the connector or the twist lock on it as well, it's about 2.5 inches. Now I went and weighed out both wheels as well, and one of them came out to 262 grams, while the other was 263 grams, so pretty close overall. Now for things I like about these wheels are that, of course, you can just take a piece of equipment you already have for your resistance band home gym, and again, this works for either bar, the older black bar or this aluminum alloy bar, and you can use the ab roller wheels just fine, as well as many other attachments that they also offer on the GEKU Amazon page. I also love that this does hold my weight at about 196 pounds. I couldn't find any actual measurement that they'd done, like what's the max weight I can use with the wheels or the bar, but for me, it looks like my weight at 196 pounds is hold very, very well. I saw no bending or anything in the bar that I could tell, at least with the aluminum alloy one. It might bend more with the other one, but with a newer bar, this works just fine. Also, a big plus is that there's enough room for my fingers to not touch the ground when I'm going through the ab rollout exercise. And some of the other ab roller wheels I've used in the past, the tips of my fingers would kind of graze across the ground as I was going back and forth. But when using this in testing, at least on a wood surface, I had none of that issue. And the price isn't bad at just around $12 on Amazon. This could, of course, change over time, but just for a pair of wheels that you can add on as an attachment, you can just spend that $12 and get a new exercise with this piece of equipment. Now, for some things that I didn't really like off the bat, and one of them is that the wheels themselves, when you first use them, have a bit of friction or kind of like rubbing that make it a bit awkward to go back and forth with. It's not like very smooth in the beginning. It has got better over time, but in my first few uses of the wheels themselves, I could kind of feel resistance when going back and forward, but again, it has been improving as I've been using them over and over again. And then my second con is taking them on and off. Again, if you have larger fingers, there's not a lot of space to have those fingers go in, so if these have tightened, like if that twist lock has tightened a lot, it can be very difficult to get it fully on or off, just because it's hard to get your fingers in place. If you have smaller fingers, this might not be an issue, but I wish there was a bit more room for my fingers to go in there and be able to tighten or loosen them to get that attachment on and off. So great work, GEKU, on making a product I think is going to be the top seller in the market, especially for those looking to build out this type of home gym. Now, is this my favorite setup? Technically, no. I'm going to work on another video going over what my favorite home gym setup is, but resistance band is something I go to quite often when I'm doing some testing for those who do use the resistance band as their home gym workout. So for that, this bar and these attachments are what I think everyone should look into, at least for right now. There could be better ones in the future, but this is the bar to beat going into 2025.